had promised you guys that I'm going to be showing you how I made my soaps, but this is an ingredient I've got, which is nettle, and I'm going to make it into a powder because I'm going to be incorporating this into my soap making. Basically, the soap is going to be nettle soap, and it's going to help eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, any skin issues. So I'm going to blend it down and make it into a powder, but also I'm going to use the tea as well. And the tea is going to be frozen so I can actually melt the lye. Righty-o. So I've got the nettle, and I'm just going to take the leaves off because I'm going to be grinding it down into powder. So I'm just de-leafing the nettle at the moment, okay? I've got a bag where I had some de-leafed, but I need those for other projects. So I'm just going to use this bag that I've got. I have it for a few months now. So I'm just going to incorporate this into my soap. And this is going to be an amazing soap. I'm going to be adding other ingredients in. So it's going to give your skin a nice hydrating feeling. So yeah, this is what I'm doing, okay? I remember nettle only sting when it's alive. Once it's not alive, once it's dried for a few days, it don't have the histamine active anymore, okay? Because what happens when you get a sting, it's the histamine from the nettle that makes the skin or the area irritated. Histamines are very irritating to the skin, and that's why they have antihistamine. I'm wearing protective gear, that is the gloves, because I don't like the feeling of when I pull off the leaves from the dried stem. It just feels like I could get a splinter or a cut, and I'm not into that right now, so I'm just protecting my fingers. I was lazy when I did this, guys. I picked it one day and I couldn't be bothered to, you know, de-leave it, and I just left it to dry like that. What I can do with the stem is I can use the stem to make the liquid part of the soap. Also, I can put some more nettle with it to make it strong as well. But this is what I do, guys, and I absolutely love it. All right, I'm just going to put some speed onto it, and then we'll come back. So the soap is going to be a mixture of nettle and horsetail, and the reason why I love to use nettle and horsetail is because they're rich in nutrients, and it's a dense herb that has vitamin A, C, and K, and it's packed with minerals such as iron, calcium, and magnesium, and it helps to promote nutrients that supports the overall being. I also like nettle because it helps to relieve allergy, and if it's extracted the right way, it alleviates the symptoms of seasonal allergies such as sneezing, itching, congestion, and due to its anti-inflammatory, antihistamine properties, I love to use nettle. And it's also amazing for my hair and skin. So, you know, therefore I'm going to incorporate it into my oils, butters, creams, soaps, etc. It promotes growth, strengthens the hair follicles, and improves skin conditions like eczema, acne, psoriasis, and dermatitis. What about horsetail? Horsetail is rich in silica, which is essential for healthy hair, skin, nails, and bones. Silica support collagen production, which is important for maintaining skin elasticity and joint health. It's amazing for your bone, as I just stated, and it helps to prevent osteoporosis due to silica content. And if taken orally, it's amazing as a diuretic because the extract has the property that promotes urine production. It supports the kidney function and reduces water retention in the body. Horsetail is also amazing for protecting the cells from free radical damage caused by environmental stress, etc., etc. So it's good to promote overall health and well-being. So now I'm going to use my food processor and blitz the leaves down into a fine powder. I'm going to do this as much as I can because I don't have a strong handheld processor, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Then I'm going to have to sieve out the larger bits of leaves and stems and put that to a side because I'm going to use that into the tea part of things. So now I'm going to use the immerse blender bit and pulse the leaves to get the finest powder that I can get. All right. And why I'm doing this is because I want to use the powder. I want to use most of the herbs into this soap. So I'm utilizing the leaves to make the powder for the color of the soap. I want the tea to be the body of the soap so I can benefit from all the, medicinal properties that Nettle and Horsetail offers. Then I want the remaining of what I use the tea to make the oil. So I'm still incorporating all the benefits of the Nettle and Horsetail. And because I'm using it in 3 different ways, I'm going to harvest all of the medicinal properties. That's what I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm going to get this down to the finest powder that I can. And then I'm going to show you how I start to put everything together to make our soap. It's a process, all right, guys? And if you watched the video before, you'll see that I made the sodium lactate, and that video is going to be incorporated in the soap making as well. So I've got my sieve, and I'm going to sieve out some of the powder because it's a bit too bitty, and then I'm going to put it back into the blender. If you want to use this powder, you can use it for food as well, in your stews, in your soups, in your curries, in your juices. I'm telling you, nettle is rich in nutrients. It is packed with vitamin A, C, and K, minerals such as iron, calcium, and magnesium. So it's going to provide essential nutrients that supports your overall health and well-being. So you can have nettle in your diet. Put some in on a food, put some in on a lifestyle today. I'm not just using this for soap. I can even turn these into capsules, get the capsules and pack them. And this is going to help me. And it's also a diuretic. It helps you to go to the toilet and it flushes your kidney and your liver. All right? All right. So that goes in here. Right. And this is what we're left with. Nettle powder for my soap. And this is going to give you an exfoliating feel. So this is going to be amazing. All right. Ooh, it's dusty in here. So I'm using this fine mesh bag that I love to use to store my herbs. And I'm actually giving it another sieve because the sieve I've got is it's a bit bigger. So I'm trying to make sure that no sharp bits get into my powder. So I'm using this to give it a finer sieve. All right. It's going to take a little bit more time, but I just want to make sure I'm doing it safely, okay? I'll come back in a minute. We're going to be left with something looking like this. Nicely fine powder. And ready for our soap. Now I'm going to actually pour the rest of the nettle into the pot because this is too grainy. This powder is too much. It's too bitty, so I'm going to use it for the tea. All right, waste not, want not. Right, so in here we've got our tea herbs ready, and I'm just gonna add the distilled water to it now. Now I'm gonna put my powder in my jar, okay? And this powder can be used in your smoothies as well, in your dinners, anything you make, in your sauces and everything. It's not just body products, okay? You can make it into capsules and have it as a vitamin supplement, okay? Okay. now we've got our nettle powder. All right, and this is gonna help to create my soap. All right, put that there. Now we're gonna work on the tea. So now I'm just gonna add my deionized water to the herbs, and I'm gonna put it on low. Okay, and this is gonna make my nettle tea. Okay. And remember, I have put some horsetail herbs in as well. So it's nettle and horsetail. Okay. Guys, I just got 400 grams of nettle tea to use in our soaps. We cannot use it like this because it's really hot. And remember, the lye is going to be hot as well, so we need to make sure this is cool. I'm going to cool it down, and then I'm going to place it into the freezer to let it turn into ice, because the ice is going to cool down the sodium hydroxide. All right, so we're going to put it in some freezer bag. When it's finished, we're gonna leave it to cool down first. Then we're gonna put it in the freezer bag. Oops, this minute the dash for the something. We're gonna leave it to cool. Then we're gonna put it in the freezer bag. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be frozen. Then I'll come back and start making the soap. Making soap is a lot of process. And guys, if you're doing basic soap making, it's only 3 ingredients, which is the olive oil, water, and sodium hydroxide. But because I'm creating a nourishing bar soap that needs to combat skin issues, I'm gonna tailor it to suit the skin condition. So I'm gonna add ingredients in that is gonna help to benefit, you know, the skin and give you nice results. Okay. So I've got my powder here and I'm ready, and I'm gonna use probably all of this for the soap. And also my tea. My nettle tea is cooled, and I placed it in some ice tray bags. I'm gonna put it in the freezer, and then when it's frozen, then we can start our soap making. Excitement for you. I'm gonna show you how to make cold process soap too. 360 grams, guys. 361 actually, for the 2 bags. All right. Now I'm going to use the same nettle to infuse my oils. So I'm going to use this to infuse my oils now. So I'm just drying it out a little bit, and I'm going to put my oil in. I'm going to be using olive oil, and I'm just going to let it infuse what the water didn't take out. All right. Soap making can be overwhelming at times because there are different stages in soap making, and you have to learn the basic art of soap making so you can, you know, adapt or implement other ingredients in to make it more advanced. So you're going to take your time, because at first you may think, oh, it's too much to, you know, absorb, but it's not going to be if you cut it into stages. So first you're going to prepare your water. So you're going to want to know what you're going to be using in your water. Okay, so if you want a herbal water, or you want a, you know, a plain water, or you just want it to be infused with whatever, make sure you decide on what you want. Then the oil, you're going to do the same. Do you want the oil to be infused, or you just want it to be plain? Then you have to make the oil as well. And if you want powders, you're going to find out what powders you want in, and you can go ahead and make your powders as well. Okay, so soap making is stages, it's process. So you have to follow each stage to get the full soap experience, because soap making is not just one step, it's a few steps. All right, but when it's completed together, you have a nice bar of soap, and you can recreate this soap as many times as you want because you formulated it. Okay, I'm just gonna pour some oil in. And this is going to be some of the oil that I'll be using for my nettle soap. Okay, I'm just going to turn the heat up a little bit Let it infuse. And I just want to steep it for a few hours. Yeah. Just let it stay in there and infuse, and then I'm going to be using the oil. So I've turned the fire off now, and it's just going to simmer down until it cools down naturally. And then I've got my oil. So this is our nettle oil, and we're all ready. Let me check the ice. Yes, we need 250 grams. This is actually, say, around 300 grams, so we're good to go. Let me just get rid of this, and then I'll come right back. Amazing for my cuticle oil. I have no hangnails due to this. Look how much oil I've got. Look how nice and green it is as well. Right, so this is gonna be in my nettle soap, okay? I'm so excited. I can't wait for you guys to see how this is going to come out. I'm gonna design the soap now, all right? I'll come back in a bit. Guys, we've got the powder, the nettle powder, the nettle oil, and also the nettle tea from one herb, okay? One herb gives you 3 different products. God has given you everything you need. Come on, start using your head. All right, soon come.